Hey, welcome to the site plans and anno sets video. Timer started in 9 minutes. I was talking to a buddy of mine a little bit ago, and he had a question on setting up some stuff and whatever. Anyway, the bottom line is, in the process of this, he showed me how he was putting his site plan together. I thought it was the craziest thing, and so I guess I'm doing this for him to kind of show him something, I guess. How do you put a site plan together? How do you put a site plan together? This is what he was doing. He actually had two views that were sent to layout. This is the house over here. It's just a house, okay? Nothing to it. He actually sent a view to layout with just the property lines. And then what he did is he sent a view of the house without the property lines, but just the house, so he could overlay it. So he had one on top of the other. I get it. It works. But does that make any sense to you? It didn't to me. I mean, why don't you just, why isn't your site plan, the property lines I'm talking about, and the house drawn correctly? Why am I shuffling these around like this with two different plans? It just makes no sense to me. It's just silly. So I think he's just way off, and he just needs to learn how to put together a site plan. And so how do you put together a site plan? I think there are two ways, and I think a lot of power users, I believe, just simply, and this is my site plan right here, and it's the whole kit and caboodle. It is a plan. It's a nano set with a layer set and reference sets, all sent to layout, and that's what you get. Oh, what do I know? Oh, yeah, it's there. I mean, I got my setbacks here. I got my property lines here, and you can see how my house relates to the property line, and it should have a dimension somewhere in here. If it doesn't, it should MK and just come over here, and it's the house is 4'4", 4 foot away from the property line. That's and then he said the whole thing to lay out. Now there's something else. There's something else that you can use, and that's called a CAD detail or site CAD detail or something. And it's been around forever and a day, and I don't use it because this made sense to me, just this right here. And so, what is a CAD detail? I wish I could explain it to you any better than this, but I think what the CAD detail site plan method is simply where somehow you have a planned footprint. You got a planned footprint, and it's just the shape of the house, I guess, and you put it on the site. And you can easier to I don't know. It sounds. I think there are some people that use this, but I was at a user group meeting, and the discussion came up as to why don't I just send this? Just this is a layer set. Why don't I just send this layer set to layout? Then I have it, versus using the CAD method. And I forgot the reason, but the guy that I was talking to, I don't think he's ever on Cheap Talk, but there was a reason why I just completely eliminated the CAD footprint method. And so this is what I have, and I have it's just the certain types of layers turned on and reference sets turned on, and the advantage of this supposedly is I have an eave right here, MK, and I can actually dimension the distance from the eave to the property line. That somehow, for some reason, is becoming kind of important these days with whatever. But everything's there. So the point here is my buddy, I don't know what the heck he was doing. I don't know what the heck he was doing. He was putting a view on top of a view in layout. Just nutty. And then there's the CAD detail / footprint method, which I learned there's a reason why, and I forget the reason why, it was not a good way of doing it. And now, so my question would be, why wouldn't you do it the way I do it right here? With just, you turn on the right layers and whatever, and line styles, and use the right ref set. Why wouldn't I use this? Well, the only reason you wouldn't use this is if you're in layout. I think this is the only advantage of the footprint CAD detail method over the way a lot of people do it, and that is, and I can't fully explain it, but it had to do with, in your plan, you could have the site plan kind of rotated 90 degrees, but having all these other the actual plan view method is rotated like this, like this, like this. It had to do with being able to rotate, here it is, being able to rotate the house to the property easier. Being able to rotate the actual house on the property easier. Let me give you a quick example of that. If I was to go back to here and here it is right here. This is going to be a real good example, and that is, I think the house. Here's the house. You could move the house relative, keep the property where it's at, move the house a lot easier. Suppose it is a lot easier, I suppose. But which leads me into my second second topic I wanted to talk about, and that is number of anno sets and layer sets that I have. I have a ton of anno sets. For site plan only, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know, 10 of them. And here's one of them. Here's one of my anno sets. And now the question is, and I talk about this, why anno sets are king. What does king mean? What it means in my mind is anno sets control what layer sets we have the option. But anno sets control what layer sets, what set is showing. Look, here's a site plan anno set, and the layer set on the left, is a site plan. If I go to my floor plan anno set, it's going to trigger my floor plan layer set. I can't do it the other way around. I can't go layer set to trigger an anno set. I have to go anno set to trigger a layer set. I think they made a mistake in the very beginning when they made anno sets king. When I talk about anno sets being king, that's what I mean. Anno sets being king. How can I prove that to you? R, right here. This is my annotation set. This annotation set A4 floor plan will trigger my A4 floor plan layer set. There's nothing magic about my nomenclature, but it's just what I came up with when I came up with this 8, 10, 7 years ago, whatever it was. So that's why anno sets are king, because anno sets control what layer sets are, but you can't pick a layer set to control the anno set. And I could have, and the point being, I can have a whole lot fewer anno sets if layer sets were king, because I want a different layer set for every freaking view set to layout. I'm just telling you, I've been doing this long enough that there's always that one plan that's a little different that you gotta, the layer set, you kind of need a layer set for every view set to layout, whether it's a first floor, second floor plan. I've just been through it. So where am I going on this? Okay, so anyway, so just to give you an example of why I have so many anno sets. Okay, so here you go, right here, site plan, move property line. I want to move the property line, so I trigger this thing. I go select all this stuff, and I go blah, blah, and I'm going to move this over 10 feet. So what's happening right here is I am moving the property in relationship to the house. That's all I'm doing. And what's happened, because I'm using a certain anno set / layer set, and I'll go back to my site plan. You'll see that the look. Now the house is 14 feet from the property line, and so my anno set triggered a layer set that had my house stuff locked, but it didn't have my property locked, and so I could just do a big marquee select. Here's another one. A site plan, grading plan. You know, I want to see all my grading stuff, and so I want to start messing around with things that control my grading. But I don't want to see it on my site plan. So how do people futz around? Oh, fuck it. All right, I'll end this. Don't listen to this crap if you don't like to. I guess this is a two-parter. Sorry, guys. Sorry. End of part 1.